Buenos tardes, todo. Don't get frightened. My opening line is only in Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take the opportunity to welcome all of us here to this historic occasion. Honorable Delma Thomas, Minister of Youth and Sports, President of the Grenada Paralympic Committee, Raymond Roberts, President of the Caribbean Paralympic Committee, and just to let you know, it speaks of Caribbean Paralympic Committee, but the official name today will be Casa, Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance. I just have a little distraction, but they say when things running slow, you tell your audience. Our international president, Mr. Andrew Parson, President of the Americas Paralympic Committee, Mr. Julio Cesar Alvila, Presidents, delegates of the Grenada and Caribbean Paralympic Committees, Mr. Rondell Johnson, members and officials of the Diplomatic Corps, Ms. Carla Damata, our facilitator, Father Massin, Parish Priest, Grandens, St. George, all our specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good afternoon. The pleasure is mine to do the invocation, and shall we all stand as we welcome Father Massin of the Blessed Sacrament Church, Grandens. Father Massin.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. A loving God, Creator of all, we come before you this evening filled with gratitude and joy. We thank you for the gift of life, for the dignity you have placed in every human person, and for the gifts and talents that shine through even in the face of challenges. Today we celebrate a historic moment, a launch of the Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance. We see in this work a reflection of your kingdom, where every person is valued, every effort has meaning, and no obstacle can diminish the power of the human spirit created in your image. Lord, we lift up to you all athletes. Grant them strength and perseverance as they strive, not only for medals, but for growth, friendship, and hope. May their determination remind the world that weakness does not diminish dignity, and that in every struggle your grace is present. With St. Paul we proclaim, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Bless this alliance, O Lord, its leaders, organizers, and partners. Make it a home of encouragement, where inclusion is lived, where talents are nurtured, and where the Caribbean family stands united in solidarity and respect. Lord Jesus, you walked among the poor, the sick, and the outcast, restoring their dignity and bringing them into community. May this mission continue your work, so that through sport, lives may be transformed, barriers overcome, and a new culture of respect and fraternity be born. We entrust this new beginning to you through the intercession of our Blessed Mother Mary, who teaches us to say yes to your plans with faith and courage. And so, with hope for the future, we dedicate this event and this alliance to your glory, asking all this through Christ our Lord.
Let's all remain standing as we invite Sarana Mitchell to sing the national anthem.
Good afternoon. Hail Grenada, land of ours, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation.
Thank you. Please be seated. We now invite our local president, Brother Raymond Roberts, to do a welcome remark. Brother Roberts.
Good afternoon, distinguished Minister of Youth and Sport, Stelma Thomas, distinguished President of the International Paralympics Committee, Brother Andrew Parson, distinguished President of the Paralympics of the Americas, President Julio, President of the Caribbean Sports Alliance, my dear brother Martin Jackman, Father Massin, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Grenada Olympic Committee, the Grenada National Sports Council, president of the respective associations, national federations, and I want to recognize the principals of the schools for special education. They are here, and we certainly want to recognize them. Also, I want to recognize Brother Herman Melo Peters, the president of the Grenada National Council of the Disabled, and Brother Charlie George, who pioneered the Grenada Paralympics Committee. On behalf of the Grenada Paralympics Committee, it gives me great pleasure and pride to warmly welcome everyone to this historic event, the launching of our Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance. We are deeply privileged to be hosting this unique event, and Grenada looks forward to making it a treasured experience for everyone. Mr. President of the International Paralympics Committee, Andrew Parson, to have you here in Grenada is a great honor. You have been a true champion for the less developed members of the International Paralympics Committee, working tirelessly to provide support so that our athletes can gain greater international exposure. We're glad to have you in Grenada. President Julio of the Americas Paralympics Committee, AMPC, we are absolutely delighted that you are with us in Grenada for this auspicious occasion. Please note our admiration for your leadership is very special. Minister of Youth and Sport, your active participation in this event again demonstrate your passion and your commitment to Paralympics. And I want you to give the Minister a round of applause. Just about 2 years ago, became Minister of Sports. Not too sure how much he knew about Paralympics, but has been a part of the train and has not skipped a beat. So, Minister, we say to you, we hope your influence, your passion can be transmitted to your parliamentary colleagues, not just in Grenada, in the OECS and at the CARICOM level. Paralympics need that champion. To our honored guests, your presence is truly valued. We urge you to be champions of Paralympic sports. It is growing, and we need our societies in Grenada and across the Caribbean to embrace parasport as part of our cultural norm. Madam Chairperson, once again, it's a privilege for me to welcome everyone here, and may God bless us all as we work together to integrate Paralympics into every heart and spirit of our Caribbean people. I want to wish you a wonderful evening and hope that at the end of this exercise, we all will leave with a spirit that this continues. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ray. Why Casa? Many of you might be wondering, why Casa? Casa is the coming together of 8 countries, I'm careful now, /islands, with Suriname in the south to Jamaica in the north. We could not be called the Caribbean Paralympic Committee because each island have its individual affiliation. Therefore, I'll wear my school teacher cap and say, oh, it's off. CASA, Caribbean Adaptive Alliance, is the, right, so I'm using the deductive approach now. So Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance, that is the official name that will be christened today. We say Caribbean Paralympic, but it's just the committees, but the official name will be CASA. So enough of this. I just want to quickly share with you the 8 countries, and we'll ask them to, we'll give them a Grenadian welcome again. So Guyana, yes, let's welcome Guyana. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Suriname. Barbados. We will ask Trinidad and Tobago to stand. And just to let you know, joining us online, the designer of our wonderful logo, she is from Aruba, is Shadia Cruz, right? So she's looking online, so let's give her. And not forgetting Jamaica, right? So enough of me, ladies and gentlemen. We present to you a description of our CASA logo.
The Caribbean is more than a chain of islands. It is a shared identity shaped by our history, our culture, and the resilience of our people. The Casa logo reflects this unity, with each color chosen to tell a part of our story. Yellow represents the sun, shining with warmth, optimism, and energy that connects us all. Blue reflects the sea, not as a boundary, but as the pathway that unites us as one Caribbean family. Green symbolizes natural wealth, the forest, lands, life that sustain us, and our commitment to growth and balance. Red is the heartbeat of our spirit, a symbol of our passion, our resilience, and our strength in unity. At the heart of our logo is the image of a moving wheelchair user. This is more than a symbol. It is a message. It shows that we are in motion, breaking barriers and moving forward together. It represents our progress in adapted sports and the determination of every athlete who proves that limits can be overcome. Together, these colors form more than a design. They form a promise of unity, of progress, and of a shared Caribbean future. And like our name, Casa, meaning home, this alliance is our home. One Caribbean home, shared by all, strengthened by all, and built for the future. Casa, the Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance.
Congratulations, Shadia and Aruba, for designing our logo. The pleasure is mine to invite to address you Mr. Martin Jackman, the president of the Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance. Mr. Jackman.
Good afternoon. Welcome the Honorable Delma Thomas, Minister of Youth and Sports, Grenada. Mr. Andrew Parson, President of the International Paralympic Committee. Mr. Julius Caesar Averell, President of the American Paralympic Committee. Mr. Ray Roberts, President of the Grenada Paralympic Committee. Fellow presidents present here today with us, and those who are attending virtually, special invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols being observed, allow me to extend a warm welcome to all to this momentous occasion here in Grenada. Today we are pleased that you all can join us for the official launch of this special coming together of national Paralympic committees across the region. Throughout history, there have been many collaborations that held the formation of united bodies with common goals. We, the islands of the Caribbean, are no different, since our history reflects this. With the establishment of the West Indies Federation in 1958, which then evolved to CORIFTA in 1967, then the transformation into what we now know as CARICOM. Over the past 2 years, we, the NPCs, namely Aruba, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago, have experienced difficulties in developing para sports. A lot of discussions and openness have led us down this path that have resulted in us being here today. Our goals: to encourage and to assist each other in the development of para sports across the region, ensuring that we remain laser focused on what lies ahead and the rewards that awaits us at the end. Our objectives: to promote and respect the shared values of dignity, inclusion, integrity, and fair play and discipline. The road that this collaboration began on is more about nations setting off with a common goal, working entwined towards the realization of these goals.
the fostering of national Paralympic committees, growth by focusing on strength and assisting in mitigating its weaknesses. It is our belief that this collaboration in sports will be a powerful platform of transformation for the disabled community through a collective spirit across our region. In sports, there are many keys to collaboration. First, there must exist a shared vision and a buy-in by all stakeholders. Our goals must be aligned, believing in its realization through mutual support and encouragement during challenges amongst our NPCs. Then there's the area of trust and respect. Trust that we all have the best interests in our alliance at heart, yet respect for the sovereignty of each nation. The benefits of this collaboration. One, enhance successful performance on the world sports field. If we work in harmonious and in a coordinated way, the region's potential to achieve extraordinary success increase significantly. Two, national development by embracing and unlocking the potential of the disabled communities, creating avenues to move people with disabilities from dependent state to an independent state. By resilient leadership and the ability to overcome adversity. Three, building within the disabled community, such collaboration only strengthens the bond within, thus creating a culture of unity and solidarity. Four, the social impact of this enormous, the social impact is enormous through sports, as it is the catalyst of social change. There's a need to eliminate the stigmatization and stereotyping association with people living with disabilities. Sports can and should be the vehicle that drives this change in society's mindset. It is one of the building pillars of the International Paralympic Committee and is aligned with the American Paralympic Committee. It is also one of the fundamental goals of the United Nations of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Starting today, we need to put this into practice. How do we begin? One may ask. We need to cultivate a supportive culture by fostering an environment where cooperation through collaboration is the guiding principle, not just a mere tactic. We need to respect and value each other's contribution from within our Paralympic family. We also recognize that even quiet contributors are essential to our overall success. We must support the entire region while acknowledging the importance of each NPC, beginning with the 8 NPCs mentioned. So all this about collaboration have brought me to this main point here today. I have the privilege of, as interim president, to announce officially the launch of the Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance, Casa. Casa is a strong collaboration of the previous mentioned 8 countries. We intend to work diligently and tirelessly while sharing resources towards building a more inclusive and empowering environment for athletes with disabilities. I'll leave you with this brief overview from Mrs. Shade Close of NPC Aruba of the colors of our logo. Together, yellow, blue, and green form more than a petite. They form a promise of unity, of shared prosperity, of a collective vision for a stronger Caribbean. These colors bring us to the feeling of belonging, of warmth, of unity, just like our name, Casa, which in Spanish means home. And that is what this alliance represents. one Caribbean home, shared by all, strengthened by all, and built for the future. I end by saying to one and all, mi casa is tu casa. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, President Jackman. And with all the speeches, we will now welcome another octave. We want to invite Jelani Moses as he does a musical mix with his violin. Let us welcome Mr. Moses. Thank you, Mr. Moses. I sat there and I forgot my script because of music. Ladies and gentlemen, with such wonderful talent, let's give him another round of applause. And I refuse to speak after such performance. Ladies and gentlemen, let me invite our first classified bocce player, Anya Clement, who will introduce our next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Miss Anya Clement. Miss Anya Clement.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Julio Cesar Alvera, born on February 12, 1978, in Cali, Colombia. He is a business administrator with a specialization in territorial development and public management. His career has established him as a key figure in the Paralympic movement, nationally and internationally. America's Paralympic Committee 2019 to present. Since 2019, he has served as president of the Paralympic Committee, a position to which he was re-elected until 2025. His leadership has focused on strengthening para-sport on the continent, seeking the organization's independence from the International Paralympic Committee, IPC, and promoting unity among American countries to improve the sports result of the entire region. A milestone of his leadership was the designation of Bottega as the host city for the 2023 Youth Pan American Games, marking the beginning of Paris 2024 Paralympic cycle. As president of the Colombian Paralympic Committee since March 2015, Alvera has driven an era of unprecedented growth. Under his mandate, Colombian parasport experienced a remarkable rise. Rio 2016 Paralympic Games, Colombia went from 2 medals in London 2012 to 17 medals. Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, Colombia won 24 medals. 3 gold, 7 silver, 14 bronze. Paris 2024 Paralympic Games, the Colombian delegation achieved its best performance with a total of 28 medals. 7 gold, 7 silver, and 14 bronze, ranking 19th in overall medal table. The Colombian delegation was composed of 74 athletes, 43 men and 31 women, who competed in 10 sports. His dedication to sports has earned him numerous accolades, including Honorary President of the CPC 2025, Simon Bolivar of Democracy from the Congress of the Republic 2024, the Year, Director of the Year, Athlete of the Year, mind my Spanish, El Spacador 2016, 2021, and 2023. Best Sports Director of the Year from the Government of Valle de Cauca in the Villa 2019. Sports Director who contributed to the development and peace of the country from the ADA Foundation. Outstanding Alumni of the University of Valle. Best Leader of the Santiago de Cali Award. Honorary mention for the Ministry of Education and Development of Colombia from UNAD Colombia, and Cross of Brazilian Army from the Congress of Brazil 2016. We welcome Mr. Julio to the stage.
And Mr. Julio will be interpreted by Mr. Matthew Simon. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Julio.
Buenas tardes a todos.
Good evening, everyone.
Es un verdadero honor estar hoy aquí, en este momento histórico, rodeado de líderes, visionarios y apasionados por el movimiento paralímpico del Caribe.
It is a true honor to be here today at this historic moment, surrounded by leaders, visionaries, and those passionate about the Caribbean Paralympic movement.
Hoy no solo marcamos el inicio de un nuevo capítulo, sino que sembramos la semilla de un legado que transformará vidas a través del deporte.
Today, we not only mark the beginning of a new chapter, but we also sow the seed of legacy that will transform lives through sports.
Nos reúne un propósito trascendental, la inauguración oficial de Caribbean Adaptive Sport Alliance, o Casa, como le llamaremos con mucho orgullo. Casa no es solo una sigla, es un símbolo de unidad, un faro de esperanza y una promesa de acción. Representa nuestra visión para abrir más puertas, derribar barreras y construir un futuro donde los paraatletas del Caribe no solo compitan, sino que brillen en el escenario global, inspirando a generaciones.
We are united by a transcendental purpose, the official inauguration of Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance, or Casa as we probably call it. Casa is not just an acronym, it is a symbol of unity, a beacon of hope, and a promise of action. It represents our shared vision to open more doors, tear down barriers, and build a future where para-athletes from the Caribbean don't just compete, but shine on the global stage, inspiring generations.
Hoy, desde el Movimiento Paralímpico de las Américas, nos presentamos con un compromiso claro: escuchar, aprender y trabajar codo a codo con cada uno de ustedes.
Today, from the Paralympic movement of the Americas, we come with a clear commitment to listen, to learn, and to work side by side with each and every one of you.
Este encuentro es una oportunidad única para dialogar, para conocer de primera mano las prioridades, los desafíos y los sueños de los comités paralímpicos del Caribe. Porque sabemos que el verdadero cambio nace del entendimiento mutuo, de la colaboración sincera y de un esfuerzo colectivo que pone a nuestros paraatletas en el centro.
This meeting is a unique opportunity to engage in dialogue, to learn firsthand about the priorities, challenges, and dreams of the Caribbean Paralympic committees, because we know that true change comes from mutual understanding, sincere collaboration, and a collective effort that puts our para-athletes at the center.
El Caribe es una región vibrante, rica en talentos, resiliencia y pasión. Nuestros paraatletas son la prueba viviente de que no hay límites cuando la determinación y el apoyo se unen. Sin embargo, también sabemos que el camino no siempre es fácil. Hay desafíos que superar, desde la falta de recursos hasta la necesidad de mayor visibilidad. Por eso, Casa nace como una respuesta a esas necesidades, como una plataforma que fortalecerá la región, que promoverá el intercambio de conocimiento y que garantizará que cada país, cada atleta y cada comunidad tenga acceso a las herramientas necesarias para alcanzar su máximo potencial.
The Caribbean is a vibrant region, rich in talent, resilience, and passion. Our para-athletes are living proof that there are no limits when determination and support come together. However, we also know that the path isn't always easy. There are challenges to overcome, from a lack of resources to the need for greater visibility and opportunities. That's why Casa is born, as a response to those needs, as a platform that will strengthen regional cooperation, promote exchange of knowledge, and ensure that every country, every athlete, and every community has access to the necessary tools to reach their full potential.
Hoy, al lanzar Casa, estamos sentando las bases de un hito histórico. Esta alianza no es solo un acuerdo entre organizaciones, es un compromiso con la inclusión y un testimonio de lo que podemos lograr cuando unimos nuestras fuerzas. Estoy convencido de que en los años venideros recordaremos este día como el momento en que el Caribe se levantó como una sola voz para decir: nuestros paraatletas merecen el mundo y juntos lo conquistaremos.
Today, by launching Casa, we are laying the groundwork for a historic milestone. This alliance isn't just an agreement between organizations. It is a commitment to inclusion and a testament to what we can achieve when we join forces. I am convinced that in the years to come, we will remember this day as the moment the Caribbean stood up with one voice to say, our para-athletes deserve the world, and together we will conquer it.
Como su nombre lo indica, esta alianza será un espacio donde los sueños de nuestros paraatletas encuentren refugio y apoyo. Un lugar donde las ideas se transformen en realidades, donde las barreras se conviertan en oportunidades y donde cada logro, por pequeño que parezca, sea un paso hacia un futuro más inclusivo y brillante. Esta alianza estará construida sobre los cimientos de la colaboración, la pasión y el compromiso por la excelencia.
As its name suggests, this alliance will be a place where the dreams of our para-athletes find refuge and support, a place where ideas are transformed into realities, where barriers become opportunities, and where every achievement, no matter how small, is a step towards a more inclusive and brilliant future. This alliance will be built on the foundations of collaboration, passion, and a commitment to excellence.
Antes de concluir, quiero agradecer a todos los que han hecho posible este momento, a los comités paralímpicos del Caribe, al Comité Paralímpico Internacional, al presidente de Casa, el señor Martín, y especialmente a todos los paratletas, cuya valentía y dedicación son la fuerza que nos impulsa. Este es solo el comienzo. Juntos construiremos un Caribe más fuerte, más unido y más inclusivo, donde cada paratleta tenga la oportunidad de alcanzar el podio.
Before concluding, I want to thank everyone who has made this moment possible. The National Paralympic Committees, the International Paralympic Committee, Casa President Martin, and especially our para-athletes, whose courage and dedication are the force that drives us. This is just the beginning. Together we will build a stronger, more united, and more inclusive Caribbean, where every para-athlete has the opportunity to reach the podium.
Con Casa, no solo soñamos con un futuro mejor, lo construimos paso a paso, con determinación y esperanza. Que esta alianza sea el comienzo de una nueva era para el movimiento paralímpico del Caribe. Muchísimas gracias.
With Casa, we are not just dreaming of a better future. We are building it step by step with determination and hope. May this alliance be the start of a new era for the Caribbean Paralympic movement. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Muy bien. Gracias para Julio hablando contigo. Did I made it? Gracias. Let's give him a lusty round of applause. He has done and continue to do quite a lot. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, nombre Andres George William Parsons. He was born the 2nd of October. I will not tell you the year. Fue nacido in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. I'll try my little thing, eh? He has many positions, a whole booklet. I'll give you just a few. So he's the president of the International Paralympic Committee, and that was since September 2017. He was re-elected in December 2021, and he is currently the president. He's a member of the International Olympic Committee. Let me repeat that one. A member of the International Olympic Committee, and that was since 2018. He ideally placed. He's a board member of the Olympic Channel Service, SL, and that was since 2018. He's a member of the IOC Future Host Commission of the Summer Games, and that was since 2019. He's a member of the IOC Revenues and Commercial Partnership Commission, that was since 2022. He's a board member of the National Olympic Committee of Brazil, and the rest to be continued. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our national president, Andrew Parsons.
Good afternoon, everyone. 1977, if you were wondering what the year, 1977. So yes, you made the calculation, I'm 48 years old. Not that young, not that old. Minister of Youth and Sport, Delma Thomas, President of our host, President of the Grenada Paralympic Committee, Raymond Roberts, Ray, our friend, President of the Casa. It's been a long time in the making, but finally today we are launching it. Our good friend Martin Jackman, President of the Americas Paralympic Committee, Julio Cesar Avila, and my dear friends from the Caribbean National Paralympic Committees, Deborah, Rudy, Sudhir, who else we have? Edward, all of you, those who are following online. We have Aruba and Jamaica, hopefully watching us online, the representatives of the diplomatic missions here in Grenada, friends of the Paralympic movement, athletes, and a special shout out to my new friend with whom I played bocce yesterday, and now I found out that she's a very good MC as well. So, and you know, one thing came to mind when you were speaking here with your beautiful pink dress and your incredible pink purse. I pay attention to details. A song of Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely? The Paralympic movement is a force for change. The Paralympic movement is not only a sport movement, but through sport, we aim to change the world for the 1.3 billion persons with disability around the globe. So 15% of the world's population has a disability. And the Paralympic movement, the Paralympic Games, is probably the best platform on earth to advance the agenda, the social agenda, the agenda of inclusion of persons with disability. If you think about it, there is no other event of global impact around the world that puts persons with disabilities center stage, whether in sport, in economy, in art, culture, education, politics, whatever. The only global event that does that is the Paralympic Games. And it's an event that is watched by more than 4 billion people around the world on the Summer Games. And this represents a very important opportunity and platform to change mindsets around the world, to change perception, but to change reality. That's what we stand for as a movement. That's what we want to do as a Paralympic movement. But in order to do that, because we are a sport movement, we need to provide athletes the best possible pathways, from grassroots to elite and retirement, so that the athletes, they can inspire and excite the world with what they do in the field of play. At the motto of the International Paralympic Committee is change starts with sport. And why is that? Because in sport, in the Paralympic movement, we remove the barriers. So athletes with disability, they can excel and they can put on performances that really are just mind-blowing and change perceptions around the world. But we don't want that change only in sport. That's why it starts with sport. We want that in education. We want that in employment. We want that in the boardroom. We want that in politics. We want that in society at large. The founder of the Paralympic movement, his name was Sir Ludwig Guttmann. He was the visionary man who, after World War II, had the idea of using sport, first for rehabilitation of military injured personnel, but then using sport to include persons with disability into society. He used to say, and I love that quote, "My dream is that every disabled person on the planet could become a taxpayer." We know people, they don't like to pay taxes, but paying taxes for him meant citizenship. When you have your income or revenue or whatever, when you use services, when you're active in your society, you're a citizen. So to me, I like to speak about not only persons with disability, but citizens with disability, people who are active in society, people who you see going around, working, studying, making friends, being leaders, entrepreneurs in society, being active, despite their disability. Disability is just a characteristic. Should not label or define someone. It's a part of who they are, but it's not 100% of who they are. And I think that sport makes us understand it really well. But again, the change we want to see in the world through the Paralympic movement starts with sport. And in order to do that, we need to make sure we have the right programs, services, pathways for athletes. And this brings us to Casa. I remember 2 years ago or so when we were in Santiago during the Pan American Games in Chile, and a group of presidents of national Paralympic committees from this part of the world came to me and said, "We are thinking about that. We are thinking of creating an association of the national Paralympic committees from the Caribbean. What do you think about it?" I said, "I think it's just a great idea." So we have a few things to discuss, but I think it's a great idea because the more you coordinate, the more you support each other, the more you act as a group, it will be better for us from the International Paralympic Committee to support the growth of the Paralympic movement in the Caribbean. So I think it's a great idea. It took us 2 years to get here. It's not easy. Some people say, well, it's just about being together and creating a constitution, and then, okay, we have an association of different national Paralympic committees. It's not that easy. As you know, Martin, you've been through that through 2 years. But today, I think it represents as a historic and symbolic moment, a moment when the Caribbean National Paralympic Committees are getting together in a coordinated effort, creating its association, and we start a new chapter in the dialogue between the International Paralympic Committee and the Caribbean National Paralympic Committees through Casa. We will support Casa from an International Paralympic Committee. Financially, we will support it institutionally, we will support with our politically, we will support it in every possible way that we can, because we do believe in the power of this association. We do believe that Casa is here now to make sure that the voice of the Paralympic athletes and of the Paralympic movement in the Caribbean is heard in the four corners of Americas and in the four corners of the world. So we welcome the initiative, we applaud the initiative, and we want to be a partner of Casa in the long term. Discussing strategies, discussing how we can make sure we can strengthen the Paralympic movement in each or every one of these 8 countries, and why not expand that to some of the other Caribbean countries, the National Paralympic Committees, and some of the countries in the Caribbean where they still don't have National Paralympic Committees. Because in these countries where there is no National Paralympic Committee, for sure, there are persons with disability. And they have the right to practice sport. They have the right to access sport and use sport as a tool for inclusion. So from the International Paralympic Committee, President Martin, you have all of our support. From a personal point of view, you have all the support from Andrew, but especially in my position as IPC President, rest assured that we will be supporting. We will interact also with the Americas Paralympic Committee, so we can not make only create the best conditions for para-athletes of this region, but we can make the institutions of this region to become stronger, more solid, because at the end of the day, you are the ones who will provide the services, who will provide the pathways for the athletes of this part of the world. Minister Delma, it's really good to have you here. It's incredible to see the government of Grenada supporting this initiative. By your presence here, I think it's important that we can also reach out to the governments of the other remaining 7 countries of this alliance and send them an important message. And the message is the Paralympic movement is not only about gold, silver, and bronze. It's about changing the lives, making societies better by including the 15% of the population that is still not included. We saw other social movements getting stronger, being more prominent. We saw some initiatives in terms of gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation. But the movement of persons with disability is still probably the most marginalized around the world. And sport is probably the most efficient tool to address that. So from a governmental perspective, we need governments as allies. We need governments to really support initiatives like Casa, governments to understand that by investing in parasport, you're not only investing in sport pride. It's not only about making the flag of your country wave above the podium. It's about making sure your citizens with disability have the opportunities, because lives are changing in the field of play, but lives are also changed in the stands. Whoever watches Paralympic events, whether from a stand, on a TV, or online, that is a transformation. Why sport is so powerful? Because I can spend 1 hour speaking here. I'm swear to God I'm not. Huh? But I can spend 1 hour here, 2 hours, 3 hours. I will not change your perception on persons with disability in the same way as if you witness a 100 meters event that takes 10 to 11 seconds. That changes you. It needs no explanation. Changes here, but changes here as well, in your heart. So I hope that Casa, I'm absolutely sure Casa will be the vehicle to spread that change to the Caribbean and spread that change to the world. So persons with disability of this part of the world will have more opportunities in sport and outside of sport because of the work we will do together. Congratulations to all the Caribbean National Paralympic Committees. It's an honor for me to be here. I remember when someone sent invitation and said, Martin sent invitation and said, are you sure you can attend? I said, there is no other place on earth I would like to be today rather than being here with you, celebrating this incredible milestone. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. And we appreciate you being here. It's a historic moment for us. And it's a closest you'll get to heaven. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, that we do have a Facebook page, as the name suggests, and we invite you to go on to also like the page. We ask of you also to support the different Paralympic committee, because we know that this historic moment is being throughout the Caribbean and the rest of the world. So the template in terms of supporting by volunteering, I didn't speak about the financial part yet, but we know with everything, finance go a long way. So we encourage throughout the region, and we know that in Grenada, we can boast and say that we have a good example in terms of support for our effort. And ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce our next speaker, I think we deserve to give the Ministry of Sports and the government of Grenada a lusty round of applause for the support. Just to let you know that Grenada, we took this on in less than a month, or just about a month, to organize and to take us to this level. And like the name suggests, Casa, our Ministry of Sport, they were our Casa. And we do hope that the saying, your Casa, tu Casa is mi Casa, that we will keep that Casa in going forward. But ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, I just want to let the next speaker know that the invitation is still there, but we're going to have Sorana giving us a performance. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Sister Sorana Mitchell as she does a bit of culture for us. Let's get the energy.
Do you hear me? Do you really hear me? Then include me. That's the key. Lifting our voices to be given choices. Just wanna be heard. Just wanna be heard. With my voice I do speak. With my signs I do speak. Do you hear me? Are you listening to me? Do you see me? Do you really see me? Then include me. That's the key. Lifting our voices to be given choices. Just wanna be heard. Just wanna be heard. With my voice I do speak. With my signs I do speak. Do you hear me? Are you listening to me? No longer will I shy away. I will stand tall and say my dreams and aspirations, my fears and limitations. To be given choices. Just wanna be heard. Just wanna be heard. With my voice I speak. With my signs I do speak. Do you hear me? Are you listening to me? Thank you very much. This song was written specifically for persons with disabilities. Thank you.
I really thought you had to do a dance too, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, the invitation is still there for our next speaker to challenge Anya in Bocha. We are also grateful for your ministry as to being our Casa No long talk. We also like to say thanks to the National Sports Council for their support. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure is mine and ours to welcome our Minister of Sports, the Honorable Delma Thomas, to address us.
Anya is the best at what she does, and so I would not challenge her. Raymond Roberts, President of the Grenada Paralympic Committee, Mr. Caribbean Paralympic, Mr. Andrew Parsons, President of the International Paralympics Committee, Mr. Julio Cesar Alvila, President of the Americas Paralympic Committee, Presidents, delegates of the Grenada and Caribbean Paralympic Committee, Mr. Rondell Johnson, member of the Olympic Committee and affiliated federations, members and officials of the Diplomatic Corps, Ms. Carla De Mata, facilitator of good governance and sports management specialist for the Massin Parish Priest Grand Dance St. George's, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening to every one of you. It is truly an honor to join you today for this official launch of the Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance, Casa, a historic step forward for inclusivity, collaboration, and sporting excellence across our region. First, let me commend the Grenada Paralympics Committee for its leadership in making this vision a reality. By bringing together the National Paralympic Committees of the Caribbean under one umbrella, Casa sends a powerful message that no athlete should be left behind, that talent has no boundaries, and that every individual, regardless of ability, must have the opportunity to compete, to grow, and to shine. Sport is a universal language. It teaches us resilience, discipline, teamwork, and the pursuit of excellence. For differently abled athletes, these values are not just lessons, they are lived experiences every single day. They inspire us all, not only through their performances on the field, but also through their courage and determination of the field. The launch of Casa is more than just an administrative milestone. It is about strengthening regional solidarity by pooling resources, knowledge, and expertise to create more opportunities for adaptive sports, expanding access so that children and youth with disabilities in every corner of the Caribbean can see a pathway in sports, building capacity by training coaches, upgrading facilities, and ensuring our sporting systems are inclusive and sustainable. As a minister with responsibility for sports and also minister with the responsibility for youth, I can assure you that my government, the government of Grenada, is fully committed to supporting initiatives promoting inclusivity, equity, and empowerment. The establishment of Casa is in line with our vision of ensuring that sports is not reserved for a few, but is the right and an opportunity for all. Today, we celebrate the beginning, but we are also issuing a call to governments, private sector, civil society, and international partners to stand behind Casa, to invest in adaptive sports, and to help us unlock the full potential of our athletes. To the athletes, let me say, you are not just participants in this movement. You are the heartbeat of it. Your perseverance and achievement inspire the entire nation. Casa is for you and because of you. As we launch this alliance, let us pledge that the Caribbean will lead not only in medals and trophies, but also in fairness, inclusivity, and human dignity. On behalf of the ministry and the government and people of Grenada, I officially launch the Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance, Casa. May it become a beacon of hope, unity, and opportunity for our region. I thank you.
Thank you, Minister. And before you take your seat, we would like to invite you to the fore. Once again, as Casa, we invite our President, Martin Jackman, who would make a presentation of one of our T-shirts to our Minister. Thank you, Minister. Thank you. Maybe our adage might be mi casa, tu casa, because on behalf of Casa, we invite our international president to the fore, and we welcome Ashana. Is she here? So we invite Anya to make a presentation. And if I can get one of the plaques, these plaques, and before I say that, I want to give Miss Gabriel her flowers because she would say I had her running up and down. She came here early and then I had to send her back, and she willingly went. So let us show some appreciation to Miss. And she was instrumental in the presentation of putting together this hands down. She said, Glenn, I could work with you, so we're going to do it. So presented to our International Paralympic Committee, and it says in recognition of the launch of Casa, Caribbean Adaptive Sports Alliance, Grenada, August 2025. Thank you, Anya. We now invite one of our bocce player, Samara Bonaparte. She will present to AMPC President Julio Avila. Gracias. We invite Nickel Walters as he presents to our Casa president from Barbados NPC, Mr. Martin Jackman. I want to make sure I get it right. We now invite Ronald Morel. He is one of our para-athletes. He's into tennis. He's into track and field. He's also a bocce player. He will present to Mr. Rudy Daniel of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, NPC. And I would ask Ronald to remain. So we're doubling your bubble. From Guyana MPC, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Deborah Atu. Is Paul in the building? Let's make some noise for Paul. Paul will present to Suriname, Mr. Edward. Paul is our latest sprinter, visually impaired. His specialty is the 100 and 200 meters. He trains with Trackblazers, and we're hoping we can get him classified very soon because he's challenging everybody. Thank you. We know she's looking on, but we invite Melvin McIntosh, and we welcome Zinzi, who will make that presentation to the Aruba MPC. I know I had somebody there sweating. However, we now invite Trinidad and Tobago and Sunil. And we invite Mr. Tyler Smith, who will make such presentation. Mr. Smith is one of our para-athletes who have gone far and wide. And just to let you know that he is up to go to, I think it's Chile, the next games sometime in October. Thank you. I know we have Jamaica, so we're going to ask our president again to collect on behalf of Jamaica. We know that they are viewing. So we welcome Mr. Martin Jackman, and I like to keep Tyler walking, so we invite Tyler to present to Mr. Jackman. So Grenada, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite President Ray, who would receive, on behalf of Grenada MPC, this historic moment. We invite the international president to make such presentation to Mr. Ray Roberts. Thank you, President. we have an official who will do the vote of thanks, but I just want to say thank you to all. Even your presence here today has made it special for us. But I want to invite our General Secretary, Mr. Rudy Daniel, who would present a token our logo to the International President. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Mr. Rudy Daniel.
Mr. President mentioned something about Santiago, Chile, at a meeting. I was not there. I was supposed to be there, but I actually missed my flight and didn't get there. But as far back as that, the original concept for the logo, yes, that is our logo now, but the original concept of the logo started back then. And we had produced something to give to him, to show him that we were planning to do this for real. And this is it here, produced and hand painted. So, and I did see him in Paris, and I did say to him, I have something for you. And he said, well, see my personal assistant, give it to her. Well, it didn't happen. But now I'm so glad that I can give it you now.
Thank you very much.
So we, at the end, the pleasure is mine to introduce or invite Ms. Deborah Bilal Atu to do the vote of thanks on behalf of Casa.
Good evening, everyone. All protocols observed. It is an honor to stand before this distinguished audience and express collective thanks by giving public recognition to those persons who made this historic event a reality. Special thanks to the IPC President, Mr. Andrew Parsons, for your presence and relentless support that are truly invaluable. We're honored to have you here as we celebrate this significant milestone of the Casa movement. You did play an integral role in our success. Heartfelt thanks and deep appreciation to the AMPC President, Mr. Julio Cesar Avila Soraya, for your constant support, which has been a testament to what we can and would have achieved. Your determination, devotion, and dedication in advancing the para movement is encouraging. Your leadership continues to inspire and elevate the spirit of para sports across the region and by extension, the globe. Deepest gratitude to the President of Casa, Mr. Martin Jackman, for accepting the position of President and steering this committee by taking the initiative to organize and present such a program by sharing our concerns and powerful perspectives on heartfelt matters. Thank you for your remarkable leadership. Thanks and deep appreciation are extended to the government of Grenada, Honorable Minister of Sports, Mrs. Delma Thomas, diplomats, and the people of your land for accepting our invitation and for being on board to see the growth of Casa. Your immense contribution and overwhelming support was felt. Your partnership, commitment, and encouragement did lend credibility, crucial visibility, and collective enthusiasm, which demonstrated a strong foundation for future success. Special appreciation to the religious priest, Father Merson, for contributing his inspiring and devotional prayer and expressions of thankfulness to God for us. Profound gratitude to Mr. Ray Roberts, President of NPC Grenada, and his hard-working team for making this occasion possible. Your collective work and timely intervention of hosting Casa's launch in your terrain has been brilliant and inspiring. Many thanks and heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Christopher Samuda, President of NPC Jamaica, for his key insights and navigation of the pathway by providing the necessary prerequisites for a successful launch. Special thanks to Mrs. Shadia Arias de la Cruz and Mr. Rudolph Daniels for your perspective shared as you wonderfully articulated the description of our logo so well and lit that flame of integration, and inclusion. We appreciate, we thank you, and we appreciate your contribution to making this event a success. To the scribe team, Grenada, Guyana, Suriname, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, special thank you to you all for your efficient, effective, and exceptional work and services rendered. Heartfelt thank you to you. Special thanks to our 8 Caribbean states for seeing the need to harmonize our energies and integrate to build strong and meaningful relationships through concrete effort and shared purpose. By coming together across borders and aligning our visions, we have demonstrated the strength and regional unity and the remarkable outcomes we can achieve when we work as one. Thank you for the inevitable outcome and success we enjoy today. Heartfelt thank you to the media for your exemplary support and coverage. You did raise awareness, amplify the message of parasports, and shared inspiring stories. Your role in our success is commendable. Special thanks to our eloquent chairperson, Mr. Glenn Alexander, who guided the process and activities of this event smoothly in maximizing excellent outcomes. Sincere thanks to the management and staff of the Radisson Hotel for making this venue accessible to us with its luscious ambience and aesthetics for the hosting of this event. Warm thanks to the Grenada culture artist, Miss Sorana Mitchell and team, who did illuminate the proceedings with their uniqueness, marvelous talent pieces, and by enriching the wider Caribbean culture with your performances that lend to hope, inspiration, and bliss. Thanks for your wonderful masterpiece. Cheers and special thanks to our athletes for endorsing this exercise and whose hard work, resilience, and performance are truly inspiring. You have been role models not only regionally, but on the international platform as well. To the general audience, guests, and special invitees, thank you for coming. Last, but by no means least, thanks to God for his awesome blessings upon our efforts. He did serve as a guide, inspiration, and motivator as he piloted us for eventual recognition and success. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Deborah. And we know at my favorite part. So we will now have our reception. I invite our protocol team to lead our minister, followed by the president. Just to let you know also, we would mingle, of course, let's get the conversation going. At the outside of this conference room, we would place the Grenada Paralympic backdrop and take as many pictures as you want. Go and like the page because we're sharing it. Go and like Casa. Volunteer, help us in many ways. Spread the word. If you know anyone for inclusion, just let us know and we'll welcome them. So ladies and gentlemen, we thank you, and our protocol officers will take our minister, the presidents, and then the others will follow. Do have a good, is it evening now? Still? Do have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.